What is up, guys? Welcome back to Game Bites. This video is going to be a little different from my usual ones. I want to dive into the topic, what keeps me playing Destiny 2 in 2025? But before I get into the main points, I'd like to share my personal journey with Destiny and be open about what this game has meant to me. I've always loved video games and tried out all kinds of them. At some point, I stumbled upon Destiny 1 and decided to give it a shot. I still remember how the game immediately sparked my curiosity and slowly started to pull me in. I would play it from time to time, not super deeply, but enough to get hooked on the gameplay and the story, the Guardians, the Light, the Traveler, and everything surrounding it. Then came my very first raid. And that's when Destiny really grabbed me. I had never experienced that kind of positive stress or pressure in a game before, the feeling of not wanting to mess up, of not letting your teammates down. I believe it was the Leviathan raid, and honestly, nothing I'd played before even came close to that experience. That's when I started to really love the game and invest more and more time into it. Back then, still on PlayStation 4, life went on and the game kept evolving as well, sometimes in good ways, sometimes in frustrating ways, but Destiny stayed, and so did I. So that's my background with the game. Fast forward to today. I'm 32 years old, I've started a family, I work full-time in a 9-to-5 job, and I own a house that takes up plenty of time too. I'm not a hardcore player. I eventually switched from console to PC, and on Steam I currently have around 500-600 hours played. I know some of you are probably thinking, how can you even make Destiny 2 videos with so little playtime? Don't worry, I'll get back to that later. What I really want to say is this. Destiny has been a part of my life for years, sometimes more, sometimes less, but always present. I've had amazing experiences with friends, and I've met complete strangers that I ended up having so much fun with. I still remember doing a strike with a random fire team member from another country. We spent half the run just talking about life, about culture, about perspectives. For experiences like that, I'll always be grateful to this game. Of course, there were also times when Destiny received a lot of well-deserved criticism. Some of it I could understand, some of it I didn't fully agree with, but that's the thing. Everyone experiences this game in their own way, and still there's this collective Stockholm Syndrome feeling across the community that I totally get. I've definitely found myself there too. But I also want to make one thing crystal clear. I'm not a big YouTuber or a professional Destiny 2 content creator. What I mean by that is, I know there will always be people out there saying, you don't know enough, you don't understand the game, your playtime is too low, and maybe they're right, but this topic was important to me, and I decided to just go for it anyway. That's why I started this channel and began making Destiny 2 videos. It's fun, and it gives me a whole new way to enjoy the game on another level. Long story short, I've grown to love Destiny over the years, probably just like many of you have as well. Expansion after expansion came and went, sometimes with huge hype, sometimes less. And then came the final shape. Man, I was hyped. A new subclass, a new enemy race, a new raid, the grand finale. I have to admit, I also felt a bit emotional. Sad might be too strong a word, but let's say humbled, realizing that this chapter was coming to a close. I didn't really have high hopes for Marathon, and I didn't set my sights on finding a Destiny replacement like Warframe either. Not that I think it would be an incredibly good game, but honestly right now I just don't have the time, the energy, or the motivation to throw myself into something completely new that would demand so much commitment, so I was okay with Destiny coming to an end. But then, when I found out that Bungie was continuing the game, I was genuinely happy. Still, I was extremely skeptical, and honestly I still am, because I saw the player numbers after the final shape and wasn't sure if Bungie could ever bring that hype back again. And to be real with you, they haven't managed to so far. For me, Destiny lives and breathes through its players and its community. When those numbers keep dropping, the game just doesn't feel the same. Now, onto Edge of Fate, a new saga, a reworked weapon and armor system with tier ranks, and the Portal. Oh man, the Portal. Let me give you my quick take on Edge of Fate. I actually enjoyed the campaign. Aside from the fact that half the time it felt like you were cursed to turn into a ball and roll through holes just to move forward. I love the new weapon and armor tier system. I love the set armor mods. Build crafting has never been deeper or more interesting than it is right now. Even with its flaws, I think those changes were the right move. But the Portal, from the very beginning, it felt like the soul of Destiny was slipping away. And honestly, that's still how it feels to me. The old system felt alive. You had the planets, the activities tied to each one, the helm, all of it. It made the world feel alive. You'd run strikes, raids, whatever, and then you'd head back to the tower to see who was around. The tower itself felt like a safe point, a home base you could return to. With the Portal, all of that is gone. Every time I see it, it just feels like work. Like okay, now I have to do this so I can level up and get better loot. Once that's done, well, now what? I catch myself searching for something to do, finding nothing that excites me, and then just logging out. And don't get me started on the absurd grind to reach light level 450, though to be fair, Bungie is working on fixing that. But beyond that, there are still so many issues. The whole game just feels soulless, empty. So now comes the big question, why do I still play? Anyone with common sense would probably say, what are you doing? There are so many other great games out there. And you're right, you're absolutely right. But here's the thing. I experienced Destiny at a time when it felt like home. I was there in what I'd call its golden age, and I know what this game is capable of. All we need to do is look at Destiny Rising, with all its new features like clan housing, the card game, or just the much stronger MMO elements overall. The potential is huge, and that's why I still play. That's why I still enjoy it. Because I understand what Destiny can be. Or maybe better said, what it can become again. To put it simply, hope is what keeps me playing. Hope that Bungie can still turn things around. Hope that new systems will be integrated in better ways. Hope that the story will continue to amaze us. Hope that Bungie will finally listen to the community and deliver on the things that are actually possible. At the end of the day, Destiny lives through its community. And God knows the community has put up with a lot from Bungie already. I honestly don't think we have much patience left. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm honestly excited to see what the future brings with Renegades, and I'm still holding on to that hope that Bungie can bring Destiny back to what it once was, and maybe even beyond. But that's just my perspective. What about you guys? What keeps you playing Destiny 2 in 2025, and what are your hopes for the future? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.